Is this the most unhinged opening?
It's just getting worse. We need a psychiatrist in this group. We interrupt our usual programming to introduce you to Nerdgasm.
You know what? Man, I feel like we're all okay as long as the white people don't pay. If the white people don't pay e-tolls, we're fine.
And then You Are My Friend started playing in the background.
You are my friend.
Whoa, we're making love to the bread and farting on it? Guys, no!
For a group of people that don't like One Piece, we have a very One Piece-esque story.
Oh my god. Wait, does that mean I'm lucky?
Yeah, you definitely.
It's the first one he meets.
Hey, what's up, guys? Welcome to another episode of the Nerdgasm podcast, also known as the Hooded Edition. As of this episode going now, I think the one that's gonna be on live this weekend is going to be called our most unhinged episode yet. Because oh my god,
you say this every week.
No, it's getting worse. Every time I edit these things, I'm like, we are so unhinged. Then I see the next one. Oh my god, we are so. The one I just uploaded now, we were both angry and unhinged. We ended up going on about somebody shot jabs about the Zulu from New Orleans. Somebody else shot jabs at my crush, at my embarrassing crush. The clip's gonna go up. I had to clip the scenes. The whole intro, the whole 5-minute intro sequence where the disclaimers going on over our heads, I clipped it. That whole intro has got to be put up. Somebody has got to see the unhinged madness we did for 5 minutes. Oh my god!
So you're basically saying we're the sayings of degeneracy.
No, but
I think we're talking about only
that whole New Orleans thing. It's still out of hand, eh?
Is it still going?
I was there on the talk. This one lady said she's gonna report us. She's gonna report Africa, not South Africa, Africa, because to
get us deported.
To where?
Because in America, Africa is one place, and we all live there. Because American
the funniest one I saw. The funniest one I saw. The funniest one I saw was like, credit to this person because at least they were specific. So point to you. But they were basically just like, South Africa better leave New Orleans alone. They know voodoo. And somebody was like, voodoo?
We buy electricity at the taxi rank. What are you talking about?
Like,
we buy lightning. Sorry, not electricity, lightning.
We can send you lightning, plastic in it. It's like, you don't know Mut. Chief, we had Tokoloshis living under our sinks, Chief. You don't know us.
People are like, Limpopo, you guys are up.
So, and then there was a sudden flood in
was too much, dog. Santon can handle New Orleans.
then suddenly there are floods in New Orleans.
Forget floods in Fitu. What's this? Tokoloshi started showing up in people's bathrooms.
Yes.
No, there's an actual flood in New Orleans. After they said that, like a couple of days later, an actual flood happened in New Orleans. There's an actual real flood, not.
There's a bunch of South Africans at the borders, like water style.
Yes. I'm telling you, this is exactly what happened. Someone New Orleans next to the sea, someone was floating there. Wearing a
bear shoe.
Yes.
No, dog. He's dressed like Shaka Zulu, straight up.
You shall all know pain. Almighty footsack.
Okay, so this one said she's gonna report us to our government and get us deported. How are we gonna get deported from our country? But hey, it's Trump's America.
Hey.
But anyway, so then we South Africans were like, wait a minute, you can report the government answers? please tell us which number you use, because we also
Yeah,
need to
so
open a couple.
we could really use that.
Yo. Hey,
Oh,
dog.
and then yes, she also did. She
Risoko lwaka
she's gonna report
dipampuketse.
us, and then she did the voodoo.
The system
So they clipped
is
the
down.
videos of her, of the timeline of it.
Yeah.
And then the last video is her crying because South Africans were going ham in her mentions.
Yeah,
She literally, this other one also closed the comments because South Africans were just like,
No, but also Batu Vale, why you want to start like guys, okay, sharp. Again, I'm more not neutral. My stance fully is that they need to change that thing. They just need to change it. It doesn't work. Change it to the diaspora parade, change it to the pro-black parade or whatever. You have to remove the Zulu, sorry. Or if you're going to do the Zulu, do the Zulu.
Yeah,
Those
exactly.
are the two options.
Those are the two options.
Yeah.
But also don't
what's
start,
the 1986 Shaka Zulu and then copy and paste? Not even the new one.
And you're done.
Not the new DSTV one. No, forget the DSTV one. No,
and I
no,
think
not
you can
that
even
one.
catch it on Netflix.
No, no. The thing is, that thing was so popular that it was aired in America. Like apparently, it was even a Hollywood. It was even a Hollywood production. Apparently,
Yeah.
so just copy that.
Copy and paste.
So it's there.
fine.
So they don't even need to. They don't even need to call KZN. They can literally just watch the movie.
Just
watch
do
the
that.
movie. Then
and also, I just want to say to Americans, Buffett, guys, don't like you guys fight everybody on your culture. Look, rightfully so. If people are mocking your culture, sharp, I get it. But you can't turn around, and New Orleans specifically, because apparently even in America they have their own beef where people make fun of New Orleans or whatever. But guys, you can't turn around and tell somebody. Like somebody was trying to say, no, Zulus came when Jan van Riebeck landed. Kanjani, Buffett.
No, I just
the one thing I've noticed about them is they're ignorant, but then they're arrogant as well. So it's just a bad combination because you cannot lack knowledge and then be arrogant about it, about whatever stance you have. So it's just a bad combo. And then also, you play victim when you swing the first punch, and then the person swings back, and now you want to.
You're gonna clap back.
Yeah. So guys, I'm just saying. I mean, look, guys, just take the L, as you Americans say. Just take the knee.
Well, but hopefully it will get to them because also even like other Americans are saying like.
No, I was seeing other Americans being like Buffett. If it's not Zulu, we can't say it's Zulu. I was seeing other Americans. They were just like, guys, if it's not, it's not.
It's not.
And the thing is, it's so simple. It's not a thing. It's not a complicated weavy wavy. You gotta navigate here, navigate there. It's a really simple thing. Just change the name. Just take the Zulu out, and the parade call it the New Orleans parade. Call it the, like you said, diaspora parade. Call it the Black Parade.
Because like the other thing is like, because the other finish. Because the other thing is like they keep bringing out like the bras who were there in the 2006 and whatever, and I'm like, look at how they're dressed. Look at how you're dressed. Adopt what they did, and you're fine. It's fine.
That actually makes it worse because you had literal Zulu people there. You could have asked questions. You could have said, okay,
remove the paint from your face.
What's part 1? What's part 2? What's part 3? What's part 4? Now, how do I get part 4? Do I mix it with part 3? Like, you could have literally got them. It's like someone says, I know how to make mashed potatoes. And then you like, okay, I'm not going to ask you how to make them. And then you make your own mashed potatoes and they look nasty. And then you're like, no, but they taught me. They didn't teach you.
You didn't learn anything.
You didn't ask.
You didn't even ask.
Anyway.
Yeah.
All I'm saying,
guys,
but also let's everybody who wants to argue about this, though, stay on topic, because that's the other thing. Like Americans and South Africans, we're gonna 0 to 100. It goes from parade to I'm glad you were sold as slaves. Heaven.
No. The one that got me was clearly the only example you guys have of an education is the fact that shootings happen there. I was like, dude.
Like, we're not talking about that. Stick to the parade.
Another one, the only reason we know you have schools is because you have to buy bulletproof vests. Bulletproof vests are part of your stationery kit.
Yeah. I'm not gonna listen to a person whose kid's stationery kit includes a bulletproof vest. I was like,
This is not even the parade. You're talking about
No.
something else now.
Now the topic is gone now. Now we're just attacking.
Now it's just war.
You know,
Now you're
but
just on your
on
Tony
that
Stark. I
note,
have a plan. Attack.
on that note, I just want to quickly add up to our dear friends. I never knew just how much Africa actually cared about us South Africans up until this past week. Bona,
we care until there's a common
No,
enemy.
we siblings. We fight amongst
each other. Someone.
But an outsider comes, we ganging up on them, finishing that. And then when
and
they're
then
gone,
we're back to beefing.
We jump.
back to
We don't
beefing.
even. It's not even like an argument. We basically jump the person 7-1 because one guys from
we basically
Uganda,
the beef, bro.
Kenya.
We basically the beef.
So beef amongst each other. Enemy comes.
Yeah, you know, we've got our
fire.
Danzos, we've got our Horizons, we've
Yes.
got our Orochimarus. But when it's time, Sisonke, we are together.
When like, wait, we are attacked by who? Which village? From where? Oh my.
Anyway, I just hope that it works out and that they change the parade for the better, because it works out for everybody. Like I'm of the personal view that they don't need to get rid of the parade because I'm sure it's giving people work. But just change the parade. You'll be fine. You'll be okay.
And like I said, my main thing was you guys are cry about minstrels, and then you shocked
like a.
And then you're shocked that people don't want their culture as a minstrel. Like, it doesn't make sense.
Do you know? Here's another interesting example. It's like parallel, close.
Yo, when are we getting to secret level?
We'll get there quick, and we've got 3 episodes. This is gonna be. I'm not gonna say.
We don't care about secret level.
This is okay. Back in I think early 2000s. You know, in the US, it's called they've got a St. Patrick's Parade, right? It usually happens in New York. And now, because of the set of the people,
St. Patrick is Boston.
It's Boston, I think.
Yeah.
Because of the Irish.
Well, probably New York as well, because they probably have a large Irish.
No, maybe, sure.
But because of the organizers being part of a Catholic order, they couldn't allow AKA Irish gays to be part of the parade. Because it was run by the Order of Albanians, I believe that was their name. So, you know what the solution was? They had another parade, so called Saints Pat's for All Parade, where everybody, including the gays, could go. So, the solution to pivot to become more inclusive is always available to you. You just need to choose to become more inclusive in your representation.
Even though that same patios one is kind of dumb because it's just drinking. So I was like, what do you have a problem with gay people drinking?
Yeah,
exactly.
But now
I was about to say, like,
they
just want to get drunk.
Funny enough, everybody's allowed in the parade gay. It's Irish cops, Irish priests, Irish nurses, doctors. They can all take part in the parade except for the gays.
Again, makes no sense. And also, if there's some Irish priests and they're Catholic.
Oh yeah, you don't want to know what happened to the Catholic priest in Ireland. Do you want to know the full story? Comment below.
Okay, let's not get in it because
we're
already at war with Black Americans. Now you're gonna add the Irish.
Irish Catholics. Now even they know, they make fun of it. You should see the videos. I could show you the links. Oh. There's a show. There's inter clips of showing an Irish pastor, and then his father's working with his child, and you just see the pastor grab the child and the priest grab the child and run off. That they know.
Which is weird because it's like, why do you have a problem with gay people if you're snatching up children? That doesn't make sense.
You literally protect pedophiles. Like,
this doesn't make sense. And again, I'm not even saying that it's fine, but you're touching little boys, so you could pivot to a grown man and be fine.
Like, stop being illegal. You could go legal.
Is this the most unhinged opening?
It's just getting worse. We need a psychiatrist in this group. Yeah.
Okay, secret level. Good
Introducing,
God. Oh my-
introducing BuckMeister and Zuko, everybody. The links are below.
Just a
Yeah.
quick, my quick review of. I just remember. I just realized that I literally forgot episode 11. It was that uninteresting.
What happened in 11 again? Was it the
I'll tell you now. Yeah, well,
Was it
yeah. Welcome
the
to the show, everybody. Oh, 11 was Exodus, wasn't? Ah, you didn't like
was 11 the
Exodus?
kid?
yeah
11. Oh, okay. 11
Ramush,
was almost good. I just
the
didn't get the. I think the only problem I had was they didn't really give the daughter's motivation for leaving. They didn't.
No,
you
like the
should share we
idea.
should share our theories.
Oh my
No, no,
God.
no. The
But go
idea
ahead.
was there. She
No.
wanted to leave because she wanted to. She's young. She wants to explore and whatever.
She was raised up by a
Sorry.
man.
But it just didn't. It felt lightweight. Like you literally gonna leave your dad just because you want to see Ish, and then you're gonna leave him for those many years. You don't even check on him. Like
Well,
that's
she
messed up.
couldn't. She couldn't check on him because of the time dilation and all. Like that's my. If you look at the review, ne, my bigger problem was with the guy because one, he also comes from outer space, so he knows about travel, and two, he stole his parents' ship and whatever, and then he like tells this girl, there's a big wild world out there, and obviously she's in. Like, hey, this bruh's in. She's in. She's got him. And then
Whatever
after
risk
that,
that guy has, he must share it. I need that
hey,
risk.
over
But
9,000. But now,
like
my problem was, ne, is that as you get into the episode, you can see she's carrying the entire squad. This man is
over and
useless.
over again. Vamos
He's
too many
just
seats.
he's the mouth.
And I don't even have a
But
child. I don't even
but
have a
in
child, man.
general,
But yeah, anyway,
but in
just my
general,
last thing. My last thing, so I was like, I don't even have a child, but this guy turned me into one of the blackest fathers ever. I was like, if I see Rafi, we have to fight.
Right then, it's on site.
yeah, straight up.
I even said we have to go into the afterlife because he dies in the short, and I'm like, Chief, no, I'll talk to God. I have to find this
No, no,
man.
no. I have to analyze you. I can't be
gonna hook
analyzed
up with
by
the devil.
accident.
Hi, Satan. I need to.
But anyway, please, go
Yeah.
ahead.
So, but other than that, that was just my big because it just felt too flimsy. I mean, you were raised by your dad. That's your only person,
Yeah.
and then you're gonna leave him and not ever check on him again for whatever
Mm.
reason. I'm sure there's a post mail something. There's a a fast mail, a courier, something that could have happened. Even if you send it to the wrong address because now he's gone, but you didn't know that he's gone. But anyway, but on the whole, I enjoyed it, and I think this could be a series because you could literally focus on the father looking for the daughter. You could focus on the daughter at all her adventures that she has and stuff like that, and the growth that she goes through. So this one, I feel this could be a 5, 6 season series if it's done well.
Yeah, but then also at the end, let her live because you already made her old. Like,
You
you
know,
didn't need to take her out the mix.
Yeah, that kind of sucked that she died, but at least they got to chill together. So
at least
it,
have a
it
child.
sucked, but at least they didn't suck on like imagine you've been hunting this person. Now you're supposed to be a grandfather chilling at home, and you finally find them,
No,
and
that's
then they
another thing
die.
that we said is that like it would have been cool if the daughter had a daughter at the end of it, and like he found his granddaughter at least because like they were together for years, and you're thinking already that Rafi, little shit,
Yeah,
is wanting
yeah,
to
that would also
smash
been
cheeks or
cool.
whatever. So
So I think that's literally my only thing with the ending. But I think my problem with the ending is also not a big problem because they gave them time. So it wasn't a case of he found her and then she dies,
Mm.
and then you just heartbroken like fuck you guys, you
Mm.
damn Game of Thrones. It wasn't like the Red Wedding. Arya finds her family and then oops. so
Dead.
so that was so
left people depressed for weeks.
hey dog. I didn't even. I think it took me like 2 weeks to watch the next episode because I was just like, "Whoa." I was broken, bro. I was broken. And even when I did Game of Thrones rewatches, I skipped that episode, dog. Like it
Next,
just
the moment,
anyway.
like I always said, if the mom had the reins of customary playing at my wedding, out of Sasana leaving right now.
Yeah.
Like, you already know that song means something. Come on.
Yeah, so overall I think it was good. I'll give it a 7. I enjoyed it, and I can see potential for Yone, so that's a good one.
And then 12 is Spelunky. It's
12,
basically
I didn't get the point of this. I think I don't know, maybe I wasn't focused or whatever. She adventures, she dies, and then she gets depressed because she dies, and then they're like, but the exploring is I don't know. I just they didn't get
I'll
the
say
message
this.
across clearly for me.
Yeah, but I think it was better than the Pac-Man one. I think they did the Pac-Man concept better than Pac-Man. Because at least she looks like she learns and stuff and whatever. And the Pac-Man, it was just
Yeah,
happening. But like, yeah, like the one who stood out last week was, and he's not here. He's taking care of the X-Men currently. Yes, Professor Extrodin. he said that he liked it like a lot. Like I think he gave it like an 8 or something like that. And I was
Yeah, I
like,
think
huh.
so, yeah.
yeah,
us all.
no, I don't know. I think like it felt like when you see like a large plate and then you think like yo kitloja, and then it turns out it's those
The big plate of
those
nothing.
fancy restaurant plates, and it's like 2
Oh.
spoons and the thing is finished.
Yeah. And
Yeah,
they
so
charge you
I-
800 grand. And you're just
Yeah,
like, yo.
and it's like
You see it?
half an egg, 3 lettuce, and a rosemary stick.
And it looks good, but like you eat it and you're just like, yeah, I could have gone to McDonald's for this, man.
Hey, dog. Oh no, you need to go to McDonald's after because you're so hungry.
No, but you're pissed that you spent
that's-
800 bucks and you know that
Yeah.
for 100 rand you would have eaten like a king at McDonald's.
I still had change for tomorrow, for the whole week actually.
Ish.
That's
so,
exactly how
I
I
don't
feel
know, I
whenever
found
you
it,
guys mention sushi.
Oh, have you seen that the new trend on TikTok? After
Yeah.
you see the guy cooking pap, and then the caption is after you went out for sushi.
Nah.
Yeah.
No, it's like and I'm wasting petrol money, kinkile Uber, yeah, man.
And then the
No.
sushi itself, like it's not like it's cheap, you know.
But yeah, anyway, rating, Zuko.
Yeah, I'll give this one a 5. Maybe I need to watch it again. Maybe.
No, I also gave it about a 5. Like I feel like
But
you're on
I
the money
didn't-
because personally, that's
Yeah.
what I like. The messaging was muddled because it's just like she was depressed and this person was telling her to value life, and then after that, it cuts to all the times that the other person has died or whatever because it looks like it's more, and it's just like yeah, but you must value every time you've died because it's every memory you've made, and I'm like I don't remember getting bodied 18 times in a row.
You know, like 80 times. Like, oh, bro. I mean, as a game, it made sense as a game because you die a lot in the game and you get back and you continue. But as a
story
series, you needed a bit more. You needed some aromate just to use it.
Closure.
I did love the animation though. It was very nice. Yeah, but okay. So now to
one of the most swackest
Concord.
episodes, of Guardians of the Galaxy because oh my god.
It was giving, yeah, you're right. It was giving Guardians of the Galaxy meets Star Wars a little meets
Firefly.
Yeah,
some Firefly, yeah. Well, I mean, for one, I'm just like this crew. What? Huh? Like basically, your captain survived because of plot armor.
full stop. That is the only way they survived. It opens with somebody explaining just how dangerous space is in space travel. And because of that, the guilds have got this, have basically mapped this safe space route that has got their own toll gates and stuff. Which that's why I said it's giving a lot of Star Wars because for those who heard that, we
Tebello,
immediately
you're
thought of
frozen.
Am I frozen again?
Yeah.
God dang it! Hold on.
I'll keep going. I'll keep going while you're sorting that out. Yeah. So yeah, because Star Wars they do have gates and ports, and you must dock here and give this what's this authorization, what and what. Even though like recent Star Wars has just decided to forget about that stuff sometimes. Hello, Ahsoka.
Recent Star Wars, they did what they don't read the damn thing. They don't know the world. That's why the world sucks. That's why the world sucks, because they don't read up on it. They don't know what's happening. They just do
And
their
it's
own
like
thing.
for all that money, bro, if you paid me half of that money, I'd be a Star Wars expert tomorrow.
Dude, I would read a dictionary,
back?
bro. Like, what are you talking about?
Yes,
Am I
you're
moving?
back. You're moving, yeah.
Okay. I
You're
wanted to
moving.
highlight. I wanted to highlight that in the Phantom Menace, the big reason why the planet Naboo was besieged was because they had privatized and taxed the space routes by the Trade Federation. So the Trade Federation became a super greedy conglomerate that is taxing planets for them to use the space routes. And so when other planets say no, we aren't paying shit, then they get blockaded because they can't travel through between planets anymore. And it was giving Star Wars because of that into like this corporate guild that's owning all the highways in space and saying no, you need to pay us if you're going to travel through these safe routes. And now we've got these pirates that are busy stealing maps, and now it's open to this poor lady having stolen a map. And she's about to go get. I don't know why they didn't just kill her, because then
No, they needed
want
they needed information. They were gonna
one,
torture her because they needed to find out, one, where the map was, and two, who sold her the map. Where did she get the information for the map?
that made sense. What did not make sense to me is this escape plan, because for one, I'm just like, if you guys are in already, right? And like you're gonna use a cord, why did nobody account for the cord getting cut?
That's exactly
And
what
also, why wasn't there a second cord where it can't get cut?
No, but I'm saying also
they should have
but they managed to run away across the hall. This is my thing. They managed to run away across the hall. Why didn't they just take the captain lady, get her out of the chains, and they run with her across the hall? Because you guys got out just fine. You didn't need this
elaborate
apparatus that was going to get somebody obviously killed, because the first thing the brow was going to do is try and cut it.
Then we cut to this man listening to affirmations like he's some sort of new age hippie. And it decides, whoop, let's go. What about the other guys?
No, he's like, it's a slow ramp. And I'm like, what type of crew is this? Because if you don't get the captain out, what was the point? And then obviously the captain falls and we all assume that she's dead, which I paused the thing halfway. I'm saying I paused the thing halfway to be like, that's it? Did all of that?
All that half, but you can see why she's the captain, because I'm pretty sure she would have had a better plan.
No, like the thing is, I mean, obviously, spoiler alert, she's not dead. So everybody manages to get it. I mean, there's some interesting dialogue where they're like the sniper, because also the sniper character in this, they were trying to be ambitious. That's the other thing. When you have 18 minutes, don't be ambitious. I'm sorry, you just don't have the room for it. Okay? This sniper guy, they keep trying to say, oh, he's the guy that's going to ditch us. He's the guy that would ditch us. What. And the whole time he's talking throughout this thing, you're thinking he's a dude that will flip on the captain or whatever, right? And then we'll get to the end when we get to the end. But my point being is, like, everybody gets back onto the ship and they're just like, what was the point? We didn't have the money. I was like, if that was so important to you, why didn't you have a better plan?
It could have
worked if you hadn't. And then someone is like, did you get her arm? Because at least we can get the bounty. I'm like, damn, y'all.
When would they have the time? Because she fell down, you idiots.
And all you needed to do was probably come, because they got guns in there, so they could have probably come with a stun gun, what's that thing? A tranquilizer, something, you know.
No, and the other bras that they were fighting in that corridor, they, you know what, I want to say public apology to stormtroopers. I feel like you guys have been slandered. You know, I feel like your reputation has just been shot to hell, and I really think it's unfair because I think these marksmen in some of these media who trained you guys.
Bro.
You can't hit somebody in a corridor. In a
And also, they're
corridor.
not hiding. Not that they at the corner of the corridor. They're literally in the corridor, and they're wearing. This other one was wearing a panda suit.
These, it's like the bullets are
Okay.
looking at them like, oh my god, you're the main character. Whoops.
No, it's also okay. I can blame both of them are whack as shots because that lady who got a headshot off and she turned out it was just she's a little alien thing holding those two guns and shooting them. She was also in a damn corridor at almost point blank range, and he kept missing people who were just standing there.
Like, I'm sorry. Set up your fight scenes better if you want us to buy this book. I mean, come on.
Now
Like, here's the thing, ne?
I'm
Star Wars, ne? I give it some leeway because there's the Force. So maybe I can even say Ibile, Bo, Luke, and them are throwing up a force field and bouncing the shots off of them. I can justify it in
the
my
Force.
mind.
The Force is actively acting against them, like, oh god, I can't let these people
And I'm
die.
saying, like, that's the thing.
Ooh.
And what I'm saying is like that's the thing. Stormtroopers, you know, it'll take 100 of them to take down one Jedi. So if they miss,
And
I can be like,
It
okay,
makes sense.
sharp. Sometimes
unless, of course,
sometimes
they're
it's
wearing.
ridiculous. Sometimes it's ridiculous. I'm not even gonna lie.
No,
Because
but I'm just
although-
saying there's logic. There's logic, even if how they execute it is stupid or ridiculous. There's logic to it. You can say whatever he deflected it with the Force. He neoed it with the Force, whatever. But you can
You're
justify
wearing
it in your
Beskar
head.
armor for some reason. That's the thing. If you're wearing Mandalorian armor, suddenly you become the biggest magnet to all these blaster bolts because suddenly they have 100 out of 100 aim. Even pay attention to the Mandalorian. These stormtroopers are hitting him left, right, and center with every single shot. It's like, where were these guys in the
Yeah.
No, where were these guys when they were fighting against Han Solo? Because even like Han Solo, the bullets miss.
But when it's Han Solo, when it's anyone else, these bullets, like,
And Han
nah,
Solo will hit them without even looking. Han Solo won't even be looking at stormtroopers and he'll be bodying them.
yes.
And I'm like, weren't you just a smuggler? When did you become a marksman? But anyway, sharp.
You know?
But anyway, my point being is that it always annoys me if you're gonna set the fight scene that close and these people are supposed to be experts. Why are they? You know, have you guys ever watched like Resident Evil? There's one Resident Evil with Chris Redfield, right? And it's one of the most ridiculous fight scenes ever. These guys run up to each other with guns and shoot each other with, and there's a scene, right, where they're circling each other and they're shooting at each other's feet and they're faster than the bullets, but they're running in a circle. It's one of the most ridiculous action scenes I've ever seen in my life. It's Resident Evil something. If you look up Resident Evil Chris Redfield gunfight, you'll find it. It is, and like the thing is, they'll be on the ground and the bad guys shooting at the ground, and Chris Redfield is just barrel rolling out of the way of bullets. And I'm like, wait, so you can roll faster than a bullet can fly?
Yes.
Anyway,
Except.
So back to this, yeah. So this stellar crew get on and they're just like, "Sorry, Captain, we tried." And I'm like, "Did you?
Did you really?
Did you
actually give a damn?
That felt like rocking up. And the teacher said, "It's Afrikaans oral," and you just said, "Hey, give me F." Man. Give me 0. That felt like he came up. Die Hond et ga die, man. Give me 0.
Oh, hi, ma'am. It's okay.
Yeah. No, that's exactly what it was. And then she comes in and she's like, "Who's this new guy on my ship?" And whatever.
Yeah.
Rightfully, like, this is the thing, Nick. This captain is let down by her crew. I feel so bad for her. She's the only one who's like, she clocks new guy. Because new guy, obviously, she's like, we've never been with this guy before, so why is he here? Then also, the people come and they start talking smack to her. If I was that captain, all of you line up so I can backhand you with some fury. All you just you need to get your faces buttered like bread because what was
If you
that? What
if you have a
what?
crew like that, why do you genuinely need enemies?
Munna. Like I was like, because even maybe like when she's like flying across the thing, she's like 2 months, and this was the plan. Then she's right to say that. I was like, yeah, two
Yeah.
months, and this is the best you came up with.
Like, guys, you
Is this what
literally have
happens when
time.
Captain America is not with the Avengers? Like the plans are just horrible.
It-
He doesn't have Avenger plot. He doesn't have Avenger plot armor
yeah.
to
Yo,
give him to
bro,
give him brain power.
She had all the plot armor for days because how the hell did she survive? Not only did she
I
survive, she survived. She
stole a
took out one
suit,
of the guards,
and also she
stole
got
the
there,
clothes,
and she got
and
there when
got
they
there into
closed the
the.
hatch.
It
That means
must
she
have
was already
been
in there.
way before they closed the hatch, not just before they closed, way before because she was in before anyone else noticed.
Flying right in, Chief.
And
Yeah.
also, she fell. So let's say yes, she fell in something soft, whatever, and it cushioned the fall. That's still gonna hurt because that fall was like from like the 10th story or
Oh,
something.
forget her, Rooks. She fell in the opposite direction. How did she get there that far?
Well, remember the sniper was there, so then the sniper got there first. So
No, but I'm saying he was elevated above ground. So I'm assuming
Yes.
he had access to wherever he needed to be or
yeah,
whatever.
well,
She
yeah.
fell into a thing. So already I'm saying she has to fall, get up, run, and beat everybody
Nah,
before.
I'm telling you, it's not flying right in.
Even Jackie China wobbled a little after he fell, though. Even
What
Jackie China was just like,
the- Why do you think he has action Oscars? Because he made us believe, you know?
No, I am telling you that she's not only part Uchiha, she's part Obito. As soon as she
Warp.
fell, she like, oh, like, did anyone? Not only did she phase through the wall as she collected, because that's exactly what she did. She come with herself. She like looked around, like, okay, nobody can see me. I'm gonna just kill this guy quickly, take his clothes, and then into the ship.
No, and then she also took Sasuke's eye because she teleported. Like something happened
No,
there.
that's what I'm saying. She used the space time jutsu that Obito does, and just he commuted herself into the ship.
nah, that's the
Like
Rinnegan. Remember?
I can feel that stupidity it took care of my crew. That's them. They're in space right now, and then like okay, I'm gonna need this gun. Clearly, they're being piloted by an idiot.
Yeah, and then
And
she
you
gets
are?
back on the ship. She gets back on the ship. They're giving her attitude, and I was just like, "Yo, this woman's patience is legendary." Because now I
And
would have been
also,
slapped
they
in
didn't even
fire.
say like, at least like I'd understand if the one guy's like, where's the disc? At least the other guy is like, Cap, you're alive. That's so great. Oh,
Yeah.
welcome, Cap. We missed you. Like no one really, like everyone was just like, yo, Cap, where's the ish?
Yeah,
Hmm.
yeah. No, the brother tried. The black dude tried,
Yeah, the
but
brother, like there was only like that's what I'm saying. It was overdone. Like it should have been one guy who wanted the thing, and everyone else was like,
yeah.
because also it really didn't feel like a crew. It felt like just a bunch of guys who worked together, who wanted something.
So
Yeah.
anyway, then we get to part of this short that annoyed the hell out of me. This like already I'm kind of annoyed because look, I like the banter, I like the voices. The action is not bad, even though we got like some extra mega level make stormtroopers look like marksman assassins, gunfights going on here. But then after that we get there and like they're being followed by this Federation thing, right? And remember the Federation gets on them pretty quick. Now,
Mm.
here's my thing. If you're on the run, why aren't you putting on afterburners immediately?
Now, but
Rem-
remember they stopped because they were still trying to plot their next route.
no, forget that. Don't plot the next route now. Get away from the people who are chasing you because remember, this is the thing. These guys know the routes also. They're the
Oh no,
ones who
but
are
remember they explained it. They explained it that they went to, is it the nebula? What was
yeah,
that
but
pink
I'm
cloud?
saying they were
The
saying yeah,
storm.
they weren't in the nebula, dog. Like they weren't
No, no,
like
no. But let me finish. Let me finish. I'm saying they went there thinking that no one will follow them. That was the thinking. So they were gonna go there, reroute, and regather themselves and reorganize themselves. Kanti, those guys were like, no. Kanti, because they thought they just had a route. They didn't know they had all the routes. So when they got there, so it's like you stole something and you just thought you stole the one diamond. Kanti stole all the diamonds. And now everybody's on you. So, but now
No, it's like you stole the
and
access
so
codes to
because you thought you
Microsoft.
stole the one diamond, you go to the pub, the safe place, knowing they're not gonna look for you here because it's too dangerous. Kanti, they're gonna go there because you've got all the diamonds. They don't have a choice now. They have to find you.
But what I'm saying, Zooks, is that they were in control of the routes before. So
No, no,
me, if
no,
I,
they won't. Remember, they had a few routes. Maybe they knew a few, but however, the reason they stole that one is to get routes.
no, but what I'm saying is, okay, I see the Federation. I understand. But what I'm saying is that the crew realizes that the Federation is behind them at that time before they've even fired the first thing. So now my question is, the afterburners that they put in after they've captured the thingies or whatever, why didn't they engage those immediately? Like as soon as I hear these
Yeah,
guys are behind us,
accelerate attack
engage
speed.
and go. We'll find
Yeah,
out. We'll figure it out later.
Millennium Falcon, this
Okay.
bitch. Catch us on the move. Bob and weave, bob and weave.
And my thing is, if I stole from a federation that's known as a mafia and like there's no side of the law or whatever, I, I have to make sure that I get away as far as possible. Like we have to be in that storm or whatever if we're gonna navigate it. Like we'll see. Like make sure you get away. Like that was my thing, is that they only decided to afterburner after all the fins were captured. And I was like,
And
if
see
that
what's
was a
going
move,
on. Like we can't do this with one fin or two fins or
Yeah,
whatever.
but okay, I get you. They were for pirates. They were slow to react because
Yes.
yes.
let's say you get there and you think you're safe and you've gotten into a place where you think no one will go, and now you're chilling, relaxing, trying to regather yourself. But whilst in the midst of regathering, you see like, oh shit, the bad guys are behind us. Yeah, okay, I get you. So that's when now you're like, okay, hey guys, we'll regather later. Must push it.
Yeah.
And then we get that whole standoff situation where it's like, of course the new guy betrays them and whatever. And then this is where I say that the writing didn't make sense, because even like, okay, let's even say we got to work with the 18 minutes sharp. First off and foremost, don't have the sniper dude be okay with the hatch closing. I think you should have had a line where the sniper dude is like, open this hatch. This hatch does
No,
not close until
I think
everybody is in.
I think they're trying to sell the fact that the sniper dude might be also be okay in backstabbing everyone,
No, I
because
get it. But I'm saying that,
he's in it for the money and nothing else. That's
yeah,
what.
but the problem is now we come here, and when he gets an opportunity to get money, because remember, he has an opportunity to get the bounty and whatever, he doesn't
Yeah,
take it. So I'm saying,
and
I understand if you want to communicate that this guy is about the money. Like that line, my money.
yes,
Perfect. I understand. 100%. But if he's going to make this choice that he's going to make here, you need to set it up in the beginning. He went
yeah,
so far left that now it sounds like it's a different character completely.
yeah. I think what also should have gotten to, we should have had a little scene where it gets through to him that this thing is bigger than everyone.
Something.
Because
Yeah,
when they
something like
saw
that.
that
Like,
this all these maps it shouldn't be basically privatized to one corporate entity for the sake of monopoly. um,
ESCOM.
monopolizing anything.
Sandra!
Monopolizing anything breeds for a hyper competitive situation that doesn't that ultimately punishes the consumer in the end. I wonder where that came from. I wonder, but you know what? Let's not discuss eco politics right now. But they should have had that scene where it gets through to him that there's more to this world. A, there's more to this world than money. Two, that what they have is more important, is bigger than any bounty out there. And then when he was confronted with the opportunity to choose either A, to betray the team, or B, betray the backstabber. Oh, surprise, the replacement pilot betrays everyone. I mean, I think we don't. It's an 18-minute show. Go watch it. But okay, I don't know. There's having a party down across the street somewhere, and it seems like somebody scored a massive try or something. Or they're having the world's biggest orgasm. I don't know.
No, I think
So
Sundowns is playing. Sundowns or Pirates is playing.
okay, because
hey.
So it's the
spontaneous climax. So it's the same
calf.
as it's the same as a massive citywide orgy. So yeah.
Yeah, all you sports fans who make fun of comic book nerds, you're the same, except our stuff is fiction.
And our stuff don't.
Yeah, we don't fist fight.
We don't fist
I mean,
fight,
sometimes it's close.
And we don't get freaking heart attacks given the performance of an entire of a team that we have no control
Manchester
over.
United almost broke my heart.
No.
almost died.
You want to know what the crazy one was? Is when people started betting their houses on games. I'm like, I've never bet my house on Batman beating Joker.
And you know Batman's gonna be joking because it's the plot.
Yeah, but still, I'm not gonna be like, I bet my house.
Imagine someone betting you.
I've heard of dudes betting their wives, and the wives know about it and they agree to it. Yep. I've
Jesus
heard them
must now come back. Jesus must come back now.
And then isn't that according to slavery?
Come back, Jesus.
The wife agreed, so it's not like she was forced.
Okay, but
that means the swingers party must.
You.
Now your wife comes back the next day. You're like, yeah, nah. She didn't receive.
What would be even worse is that she now thinks, baby, that man rocks my world.
No. The worst is when she comes in, you don't know what happens. She just comes in and she starts drinking water and she sits down. She's like,
No, she comes in and she's just like, Chief, your team needs to start playing better. Because
the worst. When she sits down, she sits with her legs open. She's like, I don't know what. You're like, how big was that nigga?
Yeah, it's that. It's also, you know what? If your team loses again, I wouldn't be so concerned.
What? And that time is two guys now.
Mm-hmm.
Anyway, let's calm down.
Who's the guy in charge of Kai?
Kai! Oh my God, Kai. Okay, anyway, let's wrap this short up.
Yeah.
Then they finally engage the afterburners after they shoot dude out of the airlock or whatever. And then they decide to make this whole thing. That made sense, making the trade routes free because now they can't monopolize the thing. Sharp, I get that. But then they
it also removes the need to kill them immediately because it's out. The information's out there. What are you gonna? Even if you kill them, it's
over.
Yeah.
But then they fly into one of those clusters, and it looks like they're getting Thanos, but then they're not. And then it like just ends, and basically some dude at the bar telling the story, and then like you get to. I guess it's a choose your own ending.
Yeah.
Yeah, which I mean, I don't know.
Find out in the next episode
of never.
Thank you.
Yeah. In conclusion, this, if it was at best, it's a movie. At best, it's a movie.
At this point, I was getting you to
it can't be a series. There's, I mean, if they explore the world and do, but from what we saw, I don't see enough for a series.
It's a movie. It's a 1 hour 45 movie at best.
Yeah, 130, 145. It'll basically be like a Firefly movie for me. One last ride type of vibe.
Kind of combine those two.
It was decent. There was enough there, but it wasn't used properly. Like Tebello said, if they'd what Buck was also saying, they put this guy too much on the left, and then there was nothing on the right to make you go, oh, I see why he chose that, because an idea was put in his head, a thought was put in his head, or he put out a thought that as much as he was saying kill, 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 he was also saying survive, 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 you know?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, because like the whole time he's saying kill, 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 but there's not one time he says survive. So it doesn't make sense for him to kill, 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 and then he survives.
Yeah, like yeah,
So
his turn was
I'll
just
give it a
unbelievable.
6.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll give it a 6. It could. I think as a movie it might work, but it needs to be a one and done.
Yeah.
They can't make it into unless of course now they properly explore it.
Yeah, like they'd have to do some extra fancy footwork, but we just working off of what we have, and I totally agree with
Yeah.
Zuko. This is
And
1 hour 45, and I also give it a 6. Because look, the voice work is good, some of the action is good, some of the jokes are funny, but I just don't think that the plot was strong enough.
And I also the action wasn't strong enough. And the
Yeah,
thing,
I mean, some of it was good, but some of it, a lot of it was just So
that's why I
yeah.
say it's not strong enough, because if you have something that's here and you have something that's here, it's gonna bring everything down.
Yeah.
So and the character they had a nice variety of characters, so that could if they do them properly, that could work. But I still think it's a movie. I don't think it's a series.
I
Tebla,
agree. I agree.
rating.
Oh, okay. Yeah. What would I? Well, my final thoughts: Star Wars Light Star Wars did it better. Star Wars could have done better. I think it's not just any Star Wars. This is like, or rather, the only movie that could have. The only movie that it beat is actually that annoying one that no one talks about. Solo.
Which one now? There's so many of them. What kind of was that movie?
Because Solo, it basically is a plot of Solo, kind of, sort of.
Amper.
But like I said, the other franchises that have done something like this, but better. Hey, Guardians of the Galaxy did this idea better. So, I'm thinking it would sound like an awesome movie, but the kids watching would just see Guardians of the Galaxy 2.0 or Lost in Space. There's the one I was looking for, Lost in Space. So I'm not sure whether I would want it to be a movie or a series. I could think I'd want it to be a miniseries, like a 4-part miniseries. I think that's what I'd prefer. Because then it would give people time to flesh it out. It wouldn't be as cliche as Lost in Space or stuff like that. But then it would give the ending a little more satisfactory feel to it. Like we would also get time to properly hate the corporate guild for what it's doing and stuff like that. So those are my thoughts. 4-part miniseries.
Okay, the next one.
And the score of 10 is what? Who did?
We gave it 6.
Gave it 6.
Oh yeah, now I'm giving. Should I give it a 6? Yeah, I think I'll give it.
I think there's one. I think which one did
like
you give
5.9?
Yeah, sharp. Because I think it's stronger than the. I think it's stronger. Like I remember giving the the 40K, the Warhammer one. I remember giving it a 5, and I think this is better than that. So I can't give this one a 5 because I don't think they're.
But also, what did I give the other one about the kidnapped daughter in space? Should we just?
I think you gave it 7. I think you gave it a 7.
Oh, okay, yeah, because that one I still think it's worlds better than this. So
yeah.
No, 5.9. Yeah.
He refuses to give it a 6.
No, I can't.
Okay, the next one. This one felt like I needed to smoke the holy herb so that I get into my
funny enough, this is the one that got me
and be like, oh, enlighten me.
This is the one that actually got me saying, no, we should review this thing because it was so interesting for me. But yeah, I do agree it needs to be watched with a clear mind or a high one. You can't
I don't think it's better than the like out of all of these episodes, I think Sifu and the Arnold Schwarzenegger one are my favorites.
I
think they're the best of this entire series, honestly, because they tell a full story and they manage to also give you a conclusion.
Yeah.
And then I'm just saying, I think they do that the best out of all of these things. This one, however, I think especially with the glut that we've been having with the last, I want to say like 7 episodes or whatever.
Yeah, I think
Honestly,
since about episode 6, it's been downhill.
yeah. So I think I think this one is one of the more interesting. I I don't like the ending though.
You don't like the ending?
No, I feel like
Okay.
I feel like it defeated the purpose of what the short was trying to communicate.
And
Yeah.
what did you think? That's what I also wanted to ask. What do you think the short was trying to communicate in your guys'
Okay, so let's
perspective?
just talk about how it opens.
Yeah.
So we open up and it's basically opens up on this kid. He's hiding in a corner. He like, well, not hiding in a corner. He's afraid or whatever, right? And
Yeah.
then you hear some parents in the background. You assume it's his parents because you like
Mm.
they're telling this kid he's going to be safe or whatever.
Mm.
And then after that, it cuts to him. He's an adult and he's walking towards this tower.
Yes.
Now, the tower that he's walking towards is called Tiangong. I
Yeah,
believe that's how
Changong.
you say.
Yeah.
The character's name is I think something Yi. I can't remember exactly, but anyway, let's just call him Yi for now. So Yi is walking towards this thing, and everybody is just like, "You can't challenge the Tiangong. It's gonna drive you insane or whatever." And he's like,
Mm.
he has to challenge because the thing is, the city is falling apart. Like a bunch of people are dying, things aren't working. Like the city is like completely, and the Tiangong is letting this thing happen. So he's taking it upon himself because his parents also sacrificed themselves. You'll find out later. But basically, he just feels a sense of responsibility. So he goes up to this thing and he wants to challenge, and everybody's telling him he's going to be insane. It's crazy.
Mm.
So this guy is like, "Oh, you're young
No,
and you're
remember,
arrogant."
he was challenging it because he thought it killed his parents. He
Yes.
didn't
No,
know that they
there's
said.
also I'm saying there's also it killed his parents, but he's also looking at the city as a whole, and he's like, people are dying left and right. Like somebody
Mm-hmm.
has to do something.
Mm.
So everybody in the city knows that you challenge the Tiangong, you get the Tiangong power, you can probably fix the issue. You get what I'm saying? So yeah. So he gets there, the old Chinese wise looking dude who's a robot tells him that you're young and you're arrogant, but please come this way. So I
Yes.
think one of the things that confused me is that I thought he was a butler for the Tiangong. I didn't know he was the Tiangong.
Why would the
Mm.
Changong need a butler?
No, but I'm just saying, I like the way he was talking,
Yes.
it felt like he was leading the character to the Tiangong instead of being
Yes.
the Tiangong himself. But anyway.
Mm.
Yeah, and then anybody else wanna jump in here?
And the guy challenges this person. So in the game story in the story lore, you get to challenge the Tiangong once, and if it beats you in that game, tough luck, it's over. And if you beat it, you end up ruling. You end up taking over the its running of the city. Which for me is like isn't a job I would readily choose to do because oh my god, that city is a lot of work. Anyway,
Mhm.
but at the same time, there is a sense of urgency, like you mentioned. The city's collapsing, things aren't working the way it's supposed to be. It's supposed to doing. It's one of those things like it's a man-made god,
Mm.
and it's designed to run this thing efficiently, but things are tearing apart. Of which you find out why later, and um. For me, it was a good intro. What I liked is the animation quality. Once again, it's like wow, nice. It shows
Mm.
the Asia when the Asians decide to go into a to create a perfectionist level of animation, they don't take any shortcuts. I mean, even the homeless person looked like he takes care of himself once. The homeless mad person looks like what happened once a
Yeah,
week or
I was like,
something.
yeah, dog. Yeah, for a homeless dude, you look good. Like, what's
You know,
happening?
you look well fed. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah, and then after that, then basically they start the game.
yes,
And the Tiangong is trying to tell this guy that, like, basically he's hitting him with the Dr. Manhattan. I've seen everything that was, that will ever be, that has ever been, and everything that is happening now is happening in the past, that's happening in the future, whatever. And this guy's just like, but my city is falling apart. Like, we can't just let this thing happen. And he's like, yeah, but you can't control what's going on or whatever.
yeah,
And
What needs to happen?
yeah. Okay,
yeah.
go on. I'll give you my 2 cents because
Okay,
the
I'll just kind of wrap it up because this whole sequence is basically a debate around fate, right? Like, and basically
fate
like a debate around fate, and it's a debate around like
free
not
will.
natural selection, but rather if like things happen, how do you react to those things?
Yeah,
Or
no,
whatever the case is.
it's the age old dialogue between fate versus free will,
Yes.
causality versus choice. You
Now,
know,
I'll say this, right?
When you said cause and effect, I was just like, Neo.
the Merovingian out of nowhere appeared. I told you, Neo, there's no
It's
escape from
cause and effect.
consequence.
And then all of a sudden, Mr. Anderson, wait, why are you here?
Welcome back.
Cause and effect, Mr. Anderson. Cause and effect.
Hey, one of the greatest villains of all time. But anyway, yeah. So then after that, right? Then yeah, they having this back and forth, and then like he starts doing something, like basically then we get the backstory of how his parents died. So he's just like, fine then. If I don't know, show me. Because like the thing asks him, if a tide came through and killed your parents, would you have beef with the moon? And he was like, yes, I would have beef with the moon or whatever. So he's just like, you're not making logical sense. Then he's like, fine, show me how my parents died. And then, okay, so the city splits apart and demons come out and we get a really cool fight sequence. I was like, I wish I got a little bit more of that because that fight sequence was saucy as hell.
Fire. Like, what kind of city is this where everybody can fight like that?
It's like
It's the city of Shaolin.
no, everybody wakes up in the morning. Everybody was kung fu fighting.
Tencent Fun was the descendant. Like somehow he cloned every single one of those people. Yes.
Evil
Yeah,
clan,
that's
evil clan,
exactly
evil
what
clan.
happened. Going.
Whatever I say, you should
I
kung
mean,
fu.
the especially the mom. You threw a naked ass sword and she grabbed it like it was like
While holding a whole baby.
wow.
I'm saying the thing is, they were so dope that they were fighting demons and passing this baby around. It's like, yeah, hold the baby. You hold the baby now.
You see, Moke's parents. This is how you're supposed to have been fighting.
One time.
No, Moke was looking at them like, oh man, I wish because good.
So that's how parents fight.
You know?
He's looking at his
parents like
and then no, his mom is like, but I told you to never trust. Don't start with that. Don't start.
You're robot.
Anyway,
yeah, and then after that, so basically he's like, my parents chose to sacrifice themselves for the city.
No, not for the city.
No, for him.
Yeah.
But no, also for the city, because remember, they're fighting the demon things off that are tearing the city apart.
Yes.
It was supposed to be a twofold choice thing. So he says that, but that was predestined or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
And he's just like, well, my parents didn't know that, but they made that choice anyway. It's not like they knew that they were going to sacrifice themselves that day. They just did it. So I'm going to make the same choice. And then he starts being unpredictable to where the robot is just like, what are you doing? And he's like, it's like, if we're controlling this thing and
he's
you know everything,
to sacrifice himself.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And then basically the robot is like, I concede or whatever.
But also remember, he was destroying the city, and his moves were also destroying the city.
Yes, that was That's actually important.
The funny thing
that's an important fact, because that's also now, because his moves were non-linear and not expected, they were having adverse consequences on the city. And then the dude was like, yo, you crazy. And it's like, so it be like that sometimes, man. It be like that. And that's why, because he realized that the dude was not following his fate. He was fighting against it. And if he fought against it, it would destroy him as well. Because remember, if the city is destroyed, then what is he going to look after? What is he going to be in charge of?
I wanted to also highlight the other important fact that what people the people who usually argue about causality in this context is that they use it as an excuse to take away their own choices from themselves, which is the biggest pile of BS I've ever had in my entire life. Sweetie, you can't say it's causality when you chose to cheat on me with that woman with a pink lipstick who's decided to kiss you in the toilets. I'm quoting
No,
the
like yeah,
Matrix.
I'm saying it's like how people will say that like some people are just destined to be great or whatever. I'm like for example, perfect example, Muhammad Ali. If you
Yeah,
ever told Muhammad Ali to his face that he was destined to be one of the greatest boxers of all time, he'd probably sock you in your face.
yeah.
That man
Because
worked.
yes, look, like dog, as a dude who's gone to an MMA gym and has been in a fight gym before, as a casual, I'm not trying to fight nobody. No, thank you. But yeah,
It's not an invitation.
no, 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 no. I hate getting
Yeah.
hit in the face. I hate it so much. Yeah, but I'm just saying that thing is hard. Oh,
The thing
you
is,
have to. It's a
yeah,
choice every
yeah.
day to go in there and you batter and bruise yourself and you lift these and those weights. You hate them at the end. Like my first time I went to a gym, I didn't even finish standing up, dog. I finished on the floor. If you told me it was causality for me to go back into that gym again after they brutalized me the first time, oh, I'll go fight you.
Yeah,
So I don't believe in causality. No, no. Look, there's things that we can't control, yes, but there are things that we can control. It's not
and
all
that's
just a random. It's all gonna happen.
and that's the big rub of life. I think that the big thing between us, like you have choice and you have choice and you have fate. The things that are out of your mind. The only reason you need to sharpen your mind is to dwell to the ability to discern what the things that you are in control of and the things that you are not. And the things that you aren't in control of, don't let them affect your mood. Don't let them upset you. So if you can't control the tides, then why are you so afraid?
You shouldn't be worried about the tides because you
Yeah,
can't. Like that's the and the other thing is with situations, even if you can't control them, you can control how you react to them.
Yeah.
Everybody makes a decision. It's not just a random like when people have road rage and they're like, I don't know what happened. No, you know exactly what
you got
happened. You just
irritated.
didn't think about it.
Yeah,
Mm.
that's what the big argument. We are going back. We are circling back to Warhammer 40k. The Chaos gods Zinch and Nurgle hate each other because of the fact that Zinch represents. Zinch is always in his darkest form. Is always about to the intellect and the manipulator of fate and shit like that. And Nurgle is all about nature and causality. Everything, what is it is, and why worry about it. And they're basically polar opposites, but if you pay really attention, they complement each other because one tells you that if everything is fucked, why worry about it? And the other person is like, you have the ability to determine your own fate. Don't
But
just
they
take
both
things at
suck, don't
Facebook.
they?
Oh no, though, yeah, they both suck. Like I said, all the chaos gods are crazy. In fact, they're not all the gods there are all crazy. Don't get me mistaken. I'm just saying, if you look at the origins, that's where they came from, and then it just got corrupted by hundreds of millions of years of endless, undying war caused by by the elves and some gigantic fake frogs that created the orcs.
Hey, well,
Anyway,
40k fans.
yeah.
And naming when you talk to these guys, they're probably like some of the most chill people in the world.
No, it's because when you see just how effed everything can be, when you look at this at your own world in comparison, like, so Trump won again. So what?
At least he's not reincarnating as a baby to engage in weird sensual parties. What?
Oh, at least we don't have to sacrifice 1,000 of our kids to keep him alive.
Well, anyway,
With that being said,
yeah.
yeah, I
So back to the show. So yeah, and then basically we get to the end of this thing, and you get to see that like that's basically his future. No, no, no. A big point is that after he wins against the
yes,
Tiangong, the first thing he does is he starts repairing the city,
yes.
and I thought that was really cool because it was just like, yeah, now it's up to us, I guess,
It's
because he's
always
just
been,
yeah.
yeah, and that's the lesson. I think that's the big lesson that Tian Gong was trying to teach everybody playing the game, that it's always been him. He's a machine that was made by you guys. You need to take
Oh.
responsibility for what you can do. And then secondly, it's always been part of the plan. If you pay attention, that statue up there was always been about that kid because it knew that
Oh.
kid was going to come up and take the reins eventually. He was giving a foreshadowing like, I'm going to get my demise is also part of the problem. That's why it circles back to the beginning because
Okay,
past, present,
okay.
future, it's all the same to him.
Maybe this. The only thing that I just wanted to know,
Yeah.
did the robot knowing that this guy would win take away the guy's choice?
Did the robot doing what?
I'm saying because it circles back to the beginning, right? So I'm like,
Yes.
did the
Okay.
robot know, like the robot knowing
Oh,
that this guy would win?
I'll answer the same way the Oracle answered. You didn't come here to make the choice. You've come to understand it. You've already made your choice.
Okay, I guess. Yeah,
Yeah.
okay. If we're going with that logic, then
Yes.
because he was always going to walk into the Tiangong, I guess.
Yeah.
So the choice was already made. We just wanted to find out why.
Yes.
And I just think that the show should have ended with him just fixing the city. Personally, if they just
Yeah.
cut it at that, I feel like it would have been a stronger ending. Because the whole
Facts.
point was to subvert the expectation that that you have free will. That yeah, as much as I can't control what happened in the Tiangong going forward, I can control what's happening in the Tiangong to a certain extent,
Yes.
and I can help the people in the city. But I didn't like the idea that the robot foresaw the future. So then it was just like he's technically right because now it is his fate to win or whatever. It's kind of like how people feel about like Naruto, except
Yes.
Naruto subverts this expectation as well, even though people don't want to give Naruto that credit. Yes, it did. Didn't contradict itself. I don't care how many Plagues of Gripes videos you make or show in my face. Naruto did not contradict itself. But anyway, my point being is that, yeah, even if there's a bound fate, he broke free from it. So that was what I thought was the thing.
I think what people don't understand, like that's how I said, there are two sides to the same coin: yin and yang, tree and lie, push and pull, choice and fate. They're the same sides of they're two sides of the same coin. Your your accepting of fate does not excuse you from having the ability to choose, nor does the fact that your ability to choose means that you accept from fate. That is one of the big dichotomies that people struggle with, but it doesn't make it any less true nonetheless. It's
I feel like I need to have a soul to understand.
Welcome.
Anyway,
It's behind schedule. We hadn't had one of these in this year, so this concludes Tebellok's wise moment for the evening. We haven't had
yeah. Anyway, yeah, just to wrap it up, because we could probably debate the philosophy of it forever.
Yes.
And again, as you guys know, I'm not a big fan of philosophy personally. Yeah. So
It's a lot of hot air.
no, my problem is that people will be like, people will be like, well, Freud said. Freud was how old, and Freud was from where? How does Freud affect your life?
How many tons of cocaine did he take?
Yeah. You
Was a drug
just wanted to bone your mama. Don't come with me, Freud.
No, he wanted to bone his mama. Don't put my mama into that. It's like this is a problem.
But that's what I'm saying. When it comes to Freud, everybody like holds that guy up to a. No, I'm saying like this guy comes up to a high standard, or even young or whoever. You can name whoever, whenever, whatever. Like dog, your life can't be predetermined by some sort of platitude or saying, or like there's no formula for this thing. So stop trying to tell me there's a formula for it, because that's what philosophy is.
Philosophers nowadays are just using, or other people who quote philosophers are just trying to use it. Yeah, okay, it's gonna sound controversial, and people are gonna try and cancel me for this, but people who quote philosophy to justify their actions are just the same as the people who quote astrology to justify their personality traits. Same WhatsApp group, fight me on that.
No, let's take it even further. Same people that will use
on that one.
No, same people that will use religion to justify their nonsense.
Never fighting you. I'm backing you up.
Yeah,
I'm saying it's the same people who use religion to justify your nonsense, and then you're like, the Bible said no. The Bible did not say this.
Yeah,
what does killing millions of people have to do with the Bible?
No. Yeah, exactly. It's the same WhatsApp group.
God was killing people, not you.
Yeah,
like
he was doing it himself.
He don't need your help. Like if he needs you, why does he need you? Like, if he can do that himself, why does he need you?
Imagine.
Anyway.
I created the entire universe and everything, and I have to tell you, child, kill them all. And then kill anyone who dresses like a woman.
Yeah. And then never trust a woman.
Never trust a woman after that.
Anyway. Yeah, let's just to wrap this up,
Yes.
this definitely in the second half of is one of the top ones. I think that this was pretty strong and solid. It had a nice conclusion. I'm gonna give this one an 8.
Wow.
Like as much as the ending is kind of, but now that we've talked around it,
Yeah.
I can kind of excuse the ending, so I can give it an
Okay.
8. I can give it a solid 8.
And you, Zuko?
I'll
Oh,
give it a
and I will be a
7.5, but
movie.
just
It'll be a movie, not a
Yeah.
series. It'll be a movie.
definitely a movie. Because if it's a series, it'll just become too convoluted. Like all
Yeah.
the philosophies and things, they'll
Yeah.
become too convoluted. If it's a movie,
It
it'll
will
be
be
nice and concise.
it'll be one movie that doesn't have a two it doesn't have two sequels that take place years later trying to justify its own mess.
No.
Looking at you, Wachowskis.
Yeah. Yeah.
The first Matrix was fine on its own.
No, and then they had 3 more. No, the third one killed me. Where Neo was just using.
That's all I was waiting for. After that, and then we just
And like people were just like, "Oh no, the Wachowskis, the Wachowskis, they're so revolutionary. They made this movie to spite the studio." But you still took a franchise I like, and I still had to go to the theater. Like, I don't want to pay. I don't want to sit in a movie theater for 2 hours to see your middle finger to the studio.
You know,
which then it turns out is actually not a middle finger. It was just you explaining your transformation.
no comment.
Hey, look,
Otherwise, do you want J.K. Rowling to attack this podcast now?
No. Hey.
By all means, by the way, J.K. Rowling, after me.
Yeah.
Your target is right
here. Look. Hey,
I ain't scared.
For the LGBTQ, look. Hey, for the LGBTQ, if like your transformation is important, if that's the thing you believe you need to do, sharp. Bad movie still a bad movie.
Yeah, bad right. A transformation does not justify bad writing. I'm so sorry. It doesn't. That's why one of my biggest gripes in anything Disney related, because whenever a movie flops because of bad writing, they focus it and they blame it on the woke agenda, or they included this person for diversity, or this person they're arguing about making this character black or this other character white, or that they should have done. That's not the reason why your movie flopped. You just wrote a bad movie and that's it. Take that better villain.
It's like when the black people make a movie and it's like black empowerment, but I'm like, Chief, the plot doesn't make sense. It's like, but now you're my brother, and it's like, this guy is like more. Bad, right? It's bad.
That's the thing.
I think the worst one where it's not even black empowerment; it's just black people going about their days. Just a black guy is a dentist, the husband's a dentist, the wife is a lawyer. Like, look at this woke shit. It's not woke. They are black dentists.
Dentists. Like they exist. But if the story is bad, it's bad. But like people don't criticize the story; they criticize everything else. Like perfect example, She-Hulk, man. Everybody was like, "Oh, it's a woman, it's a woman." No. The plot didn't make sense. I'm sorry.
It's another blaming the Falcon and the Winter, whatever. What is this one called again?
Oh, Captain America, Brave New World.
Brave New World is because the reason it's so bad is because you guys because it was going too woke, because it was inclusive of XYZ. No. Oh, you guys won't support the black Captain America.
Dumbasses.
No. Like I said, if you write a good storyline, we can give you $1 billion, aka Wakanda. But recasting a certain character is too much of a problem for you. That you want to go so far as to go to
how much you have to hate money, how much you have to hate black people to say, like,
to the point where you had to go through a different storyline. X-Men 97.
Yep.
X-Men 97 did not have to remove T'Challa. But you had to go literally pause an entire series and say,
no, not pause an entire series. Break canon.
Break canon. Walk in there with a sledgehammer.
Canon. Like, oh my God.
Just because you don't want to do the thing that would bring you another $1 billion. So get it through your heads. It's not the inclusivity that's your problem. It's not the work that does. It's your writing is whack. It's always been and always will be.
Like, for example, Star Wars. yes, I was pissed that thingy wasn't a Jedi, Finn. But
Yes.
you could have made Rey work perfectly fine if you just wrote it, but you
At the
didn't
same
write.
time, stop flirting with it. The only reason we thought we got pissed that Finn wasn't a Jedi is because you gave him a lightsaber. You were flirting with it since all the cutscenes. You were
And
you
then
were
it was such a
hinting
great
at it.
plot twist. A stormtrooper becoming
A Jedi.
a Jedi was such a brilliant twist.
You were the ones that flirted with the idea. Don't blame us if we are pissed because you didn't follow
No, like
through.
this is how I knew John Boyega was so mad because if you look at his reaction to the trailer when he sees himself with the lightsaber, he was happy. He was like he was a kid again, and then he found out surprise,
Surprise, surprise.
Cut that part out.
But anyway, we got one more shot, guys. We got one more shot.
One more
But yeah,
shot.
this one is
Yeah.
definitely strong 8. Please,
It's a-
Tebello, rating and
Yeah, no,
whether you want it as a movie or not.
I won't lie. I think it is my favorite one of the whole thing
Oh,
because
okay.
for me, I think it tells the story, the second and third Matrix movie story better than they did. In one shot, they managed to communicate what it required. How many hours of footage in that movie worth of
How many millions
of
of
dialogue?
freeways?
Because the Tiangong fulfilled the role of Agent Smith, of the architect, of
And the Oracle.
at the same time.
Mm.
So I think that's just. But would we be having this discussion here? You not watch the Matrix? That's another interesting question that the Oracle would have asked herself. But that's for later. So I'm gonna give it
We just wouldn't be relating it to the Matrix.
I'll give it a 9. I'll give it a 9.
Mm.
I do agree with your ending though. If we just left it at that optimistic upswing and just left
Yeah,
it
because
at it's up to us.
I felt like it was like him breaking the system to be
Yeah.
like, as much as you can say fate, 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 fate.
Yes.
Look, there's things that we can't control, but
Mm.
in this situation that we're discussing now, I can choose to give up or continue, and I choose
Yes.
to continue, and that's what broke the cycle. So that's why
Yes.
I kind of liked it that it should have ended there. But then but anyway,
At the same time, we get to realize that the people that were actually destroying the city and leading it to ruin were people themselves.
yes, that's
Everybody who's been
also
playing the game
yeah.
has been messing up the city. So that's the other thing that they should have just hinted towards. But deep thought process. I don't do drugs, but I can chill with the drug with the people high as fuck because my ADHD is my high. You think you need to go smoke weed so that you can go think about the it's 12th dimension. You find me, I'm the guy holding the passport ticket. I've been there already. I'm waiting for you guys. Like, what are you guys
They've been on top
doing?
of the mountain.
I've been waiting, dog. I'm chilling on Everest.
I'm
When
like,
are you getting here?
and
He's like, you are enlightened only now. You are.
being here I've always been. Anyway, with that being said, I'll give it a 9. Yes, I do agree it would make a spectacular movie, a series, because it will fall into the same trap that the Matrix movies fell into, where they're trying to over-explain
And that's the thing.
everything
They
and they
also
don't
start
need to.
throwing a bunch of Chinese philosophers at us, and I'll be like, I know I'm bored.
Yeah, it becomes
it
just becomes
Confucians. Like it's Confucians versus legalists versus
it becomes one gigantic fortune cookie. No respect. I'm not disrespecting China's fortune cookies and American making capitalist invention. So
yeah, it's like, is that thing in China for real, or did you guys make that up?
You made it up.
We made it up because it made us money.
But anyway, yeah, let's go into the
money.
Yeah, sure.
Let's go into the last one.
I don't need to rate it or anything,
Oh my God, Zooks, my bad.
No, you rating it was part of. You not rating it is part of fate. It's all part of. I don't know.
But you can make the choice to rate it.
Yeah,
Okay,
you're already wearing
Zuko,
Eisen's
please.
glasses. Now become Eisen. You must accept the fact that you.
Okay, Zuko, please.
Yeah, like I said, I was a little tad confused, but you guys have cleared some of the things. I think this is one of those I need to watch again to properly appreciate it. I did enjoy it. I did like his struggle, the character struggle. Like he came with a purpose, and then the Ting One was like trying to take him away from his purpose, and then he adapted to his purpose. So I think that was dope. For now, I'll give it a 7.5, just because I feel I need to like watch it again. Maybe I missed some things. I wasn't 100% focused more on Essentle or something. But I enjoyed it. It was dope. Definitely a movie, not a series, because like Tebello said, they will ruin it with the over explanations.
Yeah, some things don't
Alright.
need to be said, and this comes
Yeah.
from people who do 4-hour podcasts. But anyway, let's get into the last one. This one is weird.
Yes,
Okay,
this
so
one.
secret level episode 15. It's called Playtime Fulfillment. So, let me start out positive. I'll start out positive. And you know it's bad if I
You
have to start.
positive? Oh no!
And you know it's bad if I
Is
have
it
to
that
start out.
bad?
Oh dear.
That I have to start out positive because look, okay, so we open up and this kind of is making sense from the beginning. She's a courier, or like
Yes.
basically she's a courier and she has to hit certain tasks to get an upgrade. So I'm guessing it's a game of some sort, and she's just a player of some sort. I don't know if it's supposed to be she playing in real life or something. Maybe that's what's happening or whatever. But anyway, and then she hits the target and she does all these things and she just gets a different shade of orange and it's digital. So
Burnt
I guess it's
orange.
supposed to be like a commentary on how games will make you go through all this nonsense and they'll just give you a skin.
Yeah.
And it's like in Hona we come from, I guess I can say that now because I'm 30. We come from the old school of games used to reward you with characters. They used to actually also reward you sometimes with secret moves or secret stages, and it all be in the game. It wouldn't be
Yes.
something you have to go buy online or whatever. Like what they'll do now in games is they'll give you the cheap stuff in the game, like, oh, win this skin or whatever. But if you want actual like extra content or an extra character, you have to shell out extra money for nonsense. So okay, sharp. Then we go in with it. We go in with it. She's feeling unfulfilled or whatever. A lot of people feel unfulfilled or whatever. And then there's this random guy who gives her a package.
And then don't let's not forget the eternal he's busy she's busy talking to the game robot sidekick thing.
Oh yeah.
AKA Kevin Hart. But
yeah. Oh, what's it, Kevin Hart?
I could spot that
Yeah,
voice.
no,
I
I
can
could
hear
his
that
voice.
voice in
I heard
the
his
pits of
voice.
hell.
Okay. Well, I mean, at least he's not doing his regular Kevin Hart thing, so I'll give him some props on that. With some legitimate voice acting and stuff.
Diversity. Who
I was about
knew?
to say that means if you didn't recognize his voice, that means you actually the voice acting was proper, because you didn't like, oh no, it's Kevin Hart, then you got
Yeah, he
distracted by
wasn't
it.
Kevin Hart being Kevin Hart in any other Kevin Hart movie.
Yeah, like if I heard "help me, nigga," then I'll be like, Kevin Hart.
Help me.
There is range. Is it possible? If even Kevin Hart has range, it's now the ball is on your court, Mr. The Rock.
Mm.
Nah, but I want to check out.
No,
I remember
actually, The Rock
the
also
Kevin
he
Hart
does a
movie he
better
did
job
where
in
he
Moana.
was a dad, the fatherhood one. He tried in that. I think the script also was just a little.
No, The Rock, you can get him
wonky.
to do stuff, but like you just have to find. The thing is, he's that type of guy where you have to aim in his pocket. If you try to push him out of his pocket too much,
Yeah, no,
then
yeah, and the thing is,
No, but that's what I'm saying with Kevin Hart. Like, I've seen the one he did with Walter White, where he's the caretaker. I just need to see that, but from the clip that I saw, it looked decent.
Mm.
Mm.
Yeah. I mean, anyway, people stick to their shtick because it makes them money, and then when they have enough money, that's when they want to branch out. So who knows?
Because
But anyway,
remember when Chris Rock branched out and he was a detective in
no, in the Saw
the Saw
movie.
movies? That was so horrible. I was like, no, Chris.
No, but there
Ayikho.
was one that he did where he was like a gangster, and apparently, like that one kind of worked out. So I don't know. Maybe
I
it's like
think
hit
that
and
was the
miss.
one. Yeah, well, the thing is, as a cop, he was trying to be too He was trying to be the angry, intimidating cop, and it just didn't
and it's
work.
like hey, dog, you're Chris Rock, bro. Like I need some jokes.
Yeah. As the gangster, he was like, he wasn't, hey man, he was like, hey, okay, so it wasn't
Yeah.
Yeah,
too
it wasn't
crazy.
it wasn't
So
unbelievable. Yeah, but anyway.
they gave him a role that belonged. Are you telling me that they gave him a role that should have gone to Giancarlo Esposito?
Probably. Uh,
Probably.
Esposito as a cop, I don't think that works. He has to
And
run like
you know,
Esposito is either the guy who like runs the FBI or like he
oh,
can't just be a
he's
detective.
he's the main villain.
Yeah, but I'm saying if you want him as a good guy, he can't just be a detective. He has to own like the agency.
Yes.
Yeah, like Gus Fring. Gus Fring can't just be low level.
Somebody said that if they were to make the X-Men all black characters, he'd make a perfect Xavier. I'm inclined to agree because Xavier would be we could get a little bit of Xavier's bullshit from the comics, that is. But
yeah, all right. Well, anyway, getting back to
back
this.
to the matter at hand.
Yeah, so she gets a package and it's a blue glob thing. A la
It's a
Majid.
starfish. It looks like a starfish.
Yeah, it looks like a starfish. And then basically the game does not like that she's taking the starfish, and
yes.
the starfish is just giving her upgrades and all of that stuff. And basically like she has to make this delivery to a place or whatever. And as she's trying to get there, and this is where this short becomes bad. I'm sorry. It's just no, because random stuff starts happening.
It's
like
like
random stuff with
a giant robot pops out. A Viking pops out.
Not Viking, just Kratos.
But Kratos.
That's Kratos.
Vele. And he freezes the ground and she just jumps over him. And I was like, what, is Spider-Man next door? Is Nathan Drake gonna show up? What is happening?
Like, if Kratos was there, this game would have been over. This is
like what she had to dodge. And the other thing is, I know that everything is supposed to be a game reference, but I'm just like, it's just random.
Yeah, it was giving
like there's no sense or rhyme or reason, because one, she also starts bonding with this thing, and I'm like, when did you build a bond with this?
It's when did you build a bond with it? It's also, for me, it was like represented like, no, this girl took a certain type of pill or a certain type of LSD, and she is riding high as heck. Oh my God, she's imagining pink elephants floating in the room right now.
No, because because the hell divers show up and they also want the package, and I'm like, this is not making sense.
And then they go like, for your freedom, for liberty, for.
And like, yeah, if this is supposed to be a bunch of game references, it feels like a fever dream. This is not making. What is happening?
Exactly. It's like, what in the fever dream is happening now? It's a gigantic building kaiju. Now your bike is turned into your bicycle is turned into a bike that is turned into
a spaceship,
into a walking
that turned into a walking octopus, something.
And it turns into a spaceship.
And then also now the robot decides, I have to kill you now, because like the
you're not playing by the rules of the game.
Yeah. It says dismemberment or whatever.
Yeah, terms and conditions.
Which I guess you need to read all of those, because if dismemberment is in there, I don't know how you get there. I can kill you if you break the rules. What?
But here's a problem with those
things. I feel like this short was they made it and it was like 4 minutes long, because it was just that it was like 5-6 minutes long.
Yes.
And then they told them like, no, you need to add another 6 minutes onto it, and they just started throwing things just to make it.
Yeah, because
they didn't know what to do.
Like Kratos is he's just randomly in a and also this thing doesn't tell you that it's virtual reality or that it's real life. Yeah. Like that's one thing that the short confuses you on. Because the other thing is, when in the opening she's drinking something, so you're assuming that this is real.
She's drinking and eating, and she's having a lunch break. And then she throws the way I was about to clap that girl. I was like, how dare you throw away so much food?
There's children in Africa.
There's children in America now, but still.
You don't have water, and you're just throwing food like that.
No, you know what's hilarious is that even African parents used to do that to us, where there's children in Kenya. Hey man, now why you keep passing the ball down the road?
Yes, yeah. If South Africa is in Kenya, or now it's in Zimbabwe, Zimbabwe to be somewhere else. Like, where is this ball going? I don't know.
Passing the ball of poverty.
There are children in Egypt. Wait, what?
There are children in Gabon.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
So almost nobody like. I wonder if somebody in Gabon is like, there are children in South Africa.
Excuse me?
Most no one's eating in Africa, most.
Yeah, you know. So that's no wonder they don't believe that I'm from Africa. Like, an African man this fat.
Yeah.
I never. He's pretending. It's an American spy.
Anyway, yeah,
Yeah.
and
If I
then
was in Mean Girls, that's exactly what they were asking me. So if you're from Africa, why are you so fat? Oh my God! You can't ask people why they're fat.
no, but then also I saw a thing that was weird, and it's one of those American reality TV shows where they were asking, "What do you think when you see a fat person?" And it's like, "I think homeless." And somebody was like, "How would they be homeless if they eaten?"
You ate the house?
How does that work? Anyway, yeah. So yeah,
Back to this
then
confusion.
yeah, back to this confusion, and then basically like she's falling out of the sky, and then this thing turns into wings.
Yeah.
Why?
Out of all things, like you were a spaceship a few minutes ago.
Now you're wings. Also, if this thing can do all of that stuff, why does it need a courier?
Exactly. Or is it a symbiosis thing? It can only
Maybe,
change with someone.
but still, if you can do that, just change into a super weapon and embody everything in Vi. You can obviously do it.
Let's give it the benefit of the doubt and say that it needs a human conduit. Otherwise, it really doesn't make sense why it
No, but
needs a
still,
courier.
pick a better thing then. If you can fly from the beginning.
There's so many things we could have added to this
Yeah.
to this.
I was trying to
I
give
think
it some
it fell
sense.
flat because I know what it was trying to communicate. Because when you see the kind of what I think it's trying to communicate,
That ending confused the hell out of me
Yeah,
because
Yeah,
when she gets to the house, apparently it's supposed to be her house or something, which
Yeah.
doesn't make sense because if somebody told me my address, I have to deliver something to I know my address, or even if it's a previous address, I feel like I still know, like my
when the closer you get, they're like, hold up, this looks
Yeah.
like my hood.
Yeah, I would, and then she gets in there and she touches the wall and she starts having memories of when she used to play games. And I guess the short is trying to tell us that we need to open our imaginations as gamers and just imagine the possibilities. This is the most weirdest way to tell the story.
I think it was also
Remember,
telling
I said the previous one confused me a little bit because of the whole. That was less confusing than this.
And my thinking was it was like a commentary on the current state of gaming. Like, back in the good old days, we used to play games for fun. We didn't have to pay for extra mods or extra for abilities that are supposed to be in part and parcel of the game from the get-go. It gave a lot of it's like I said, it was almost like a commentary on the current gaming culture, where it's so you need to play by this game, you need to play by this app's rules, and now the games aren't so much fun anymore. I don't know. Wait, it just confused me because I didn't know what to think about it. Because in the end, you find your childhood home, and then you turn into a gigantic angel. Because that's what you used to draw back in your childhood home's walls, where you're so consumed in playing an app that you forgot to look around your environment to see that there's life happening right now. And there's a whole gaming community right next to you type of thing. I just don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, again.
Yeah,
And then also like
I'm ready
the
to
thing at the
move.
end where the guys are like, "Oh, I told you she'd be good." What? Like, are
Okay,
you
so
real? Are you a real?
Yeah,
Are you from a game? What are you?
I was half
Huh?
expecting Lord Vader to walk up to her at this point because
No, I thought Spider-Man was gonna tag in and be like, "Let me help you, thwip, thwip, thwip." Oh, what?
yeah, and then out of nowhere, Doctor Doom, hidden missiles.
Like it felt like somebody was just making like like an ad lib for a script.
Yeah,
It's like the girl one day it was riding on a bike and she met a Kratos man in the
yes,
streets,
and try
and
to froze
he
this.
tried to freeze the bicycle, which is like also did the hell divers hire Kratos? Does Kratos take currency? What the hell? Anyway, and then
hey
she flies
man, you gotta
into the
get paid.
sky.
All that killing and thing.
Yeah, this is what he's doing in his retirement, freezing
Hunting down children.
once again.
Sons about his lane.
Yeah, because hey,
Yeah.
the way he's been chasing after his son, boy.
I'm surprised he didn't scream boy as she flew over his head. And then like, don't misgender me.
Now that would have been funny.
Yeah, this one was random as hell. I think it's just barely above that other one that we did with the weird planet and the super simple lot.
Oh yeah.
Dude.
Oh God. No.
Oh my god, the simple
No,
lot. I hate that one. Actually, that one should have
it's
been a -3.
that's the one that's coming up today or tomorrow. It's busy
Oh,
uploading as
okay.
we speak. So
Where we release Great Fire Annihilation.
you got we were angry. Like, we were not
Because
like
it didn't make sense. Because it like you can sim for someone who's giving you crumbs. She wasn't even giving him crumbs.
Nothing, dog, nothing. In
No,
fact,
look.
like,
I have
but anyway,
you
we spoke
literally
about this.
said,
like
"I like
like
this girl so much, I'm gonna let her commit genocide." What the fuck is wrong
I
with you?
have a healthier relationship with my make pretend husband Henry Cavill than he does with.
No, Henry Cavill's a nice guy in general.
But
I
does
get
he know
that.
me? Does he even know that I exist?
Yeah, but
My
here's the thing,
simping.
Develo. But I'm saying here's the thing, Develo. Like, I feel like if he got to know you, at
Yes,
least he'd be friends with you and he'd want to talk to you and things. This
yes.
woman gets to know this man and does nothing for him
That,
outside of saving him the one time. Which I mean, okay, grinned, but then it looked like when you get into the show, it looked like she saved him because she could experiment on him, not
yeah.
because she actually saw a human being. And this bra also no self-preservation whatsoever. I was so dumb.
My
Anyway,
point exactly. Like
but we spoke about
my
this. We spoke
fictitious
about this. We covered
relationship
this.
with somebody that doesn't exist seems like a healthy. It seems healthier than a real than your simping of a person that doesn't honestly sees you more as a prop than a person.
Yeah, it does not. But anyway, let's just wrap this one up. So
Yeah,
yeah,
because I literally don't even have anything to say. You guys have said everything. Like this shit was trash. It was
So
but
horrible.
what's
I
the
don't know what
score?
they were trying to
I feel
say. I don't
it's
know what they
better
were
than that
trying
one
to
though, but
do.
not by much.
So what's our final
Not by
score?
much. I'll give this a 3 because I don't know what the hell is going on
No,
here.
I cannot be a 3, Zuko, because we gave that one on the planet a 3, and this is better than that. I'll give it
No,
a
I gave that
4.
one on the planet a 1, didn't I?
Oh yeah,
Oh
you
yeah,
gave
I
it a
think you
1.
gave it a 1. Yeah,
Why did I give it?
I think you gave it a 2 or something
Yeah,
like that.
because that one was awful.
I think I gave it a 3 just because of the voice actors and the visuals. Like I was just like they did their job.
Nah,
The writers checked out.
nah.
The
I
writers
am
left
so.
that to Chat GPT.
I'm sorry. I'd give it a 2, and right there, you can do better. Underline with red. You know that red
Oh, that
ink
red marker that used
the,
to hurt your soul.
when you're busy marking and
And the teacher just used to and every stroke it just usually used to mark it with attitude.
yes, yeah, and they're like, yeah, you can do better. Exclamation, underline on the better. That's me. This one I would give it.
So, Like they would take out their frustration on your paper. Like, damn.
Yes.
Yeah, but anyway, yeah, this one I'll give it a 4.
Are you good?
Yeah. Oh, can you guys hear me?
I can hear you.
Just
You
say again. I
are
think you cut off there, man.
you are the one who's glitching. I can't see you.
Oh, is it me who's glitching?
Okay,
The
there you are.
gamers are
There you
attacking
see
are.
me
because
now?
we didn't like the gaming. Yes, we can see you
Yeah,
now.
well, we also did. We also
Okay.
issued a direct challenge to anti-trans to J.K. Rowling. She's now going like the boy who
Expelliarmus.
the boy the gay who lived come to die. Okay.
Anyway, this one is a 4. The voice actors do their job. Some of the visuals are fun, but again, this makes no sense. And if you're trying to communicate a sense of wonder, I don't know why you just started throwing in random cameos. Because again, like I'm not saying like there's no black girl or whatever or black woman that's playing God of War. I'm not saying that that's the case. I'm just saying that when you start throwing in random cameos and it doesn't make any context to the story, and you're trying to tell me that I'm supposed to be expanding my imagination and getting back into the fun of games, maybe then make it clear that it's a person playing a game
Yeah.
instead of it being like it's supposed to be a real life scenario, and all of a
Yeah.
sudden somebody said Kushioshi no Jutsu Kratos.
Kratos. Don 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 don.
And then he
This
says
thing was so
Zeus.
random and made zero sense. Like,
Yeah. But
Yeah.
anyway, yeah. That, and I guess that's secret level. Look,
Okay. So now
Kizashimoto did it so much
it's my
better.
turn. So is it my turn to be skipped from the scoring? My scoring is a how
Ah,
I'll also give it like a 3.5 because
yeah.
I can't give it a 4. Honestly, can't. It's not a standard grade pass. I'm sorry. It's a
It's
lower
not.
grade pass. It's
It's
right
not.
there. Yeah. So I'm
there's
sorry.
not even a lower grade pass.
Mm. So, uh, yeah, 3.5 out of 10 is what it's gonna get from me because the story loses stuff somewhere along the line. I get the gist of what it's trying to communicate. It just fell flat, and it also does put a sour note on an of on well an upside down, a roller coaster of an anthology series because unlike like you're mentioning Kizazimoto's last one also didn't hit us, it didn't impress us at all, if you remember correctly.
Yeah, but I think it was still stronger than this.
It was stronger than this, but we get the feeling that Bahatetsi, at this point the studios were like, let me go. Just let me go. It's my mom's birthday for crying out
No,
loud.
but the thing is, this thing kind of started peaking a little bit early because if we
Yeah.
look at all the top episodes that we like, there's
I
only
think the first
3.
4 episodes,
Yeah.
I think of the first 6 episodes, I think only 2 we didn't like. Well, 1. And then after that, it was just
Yeah.
it was just
Yeah,
mediocre, decent, mediocre,
Yeah.
mediocre, decent, mediocre,
And then
mediocre.
complete radio toxic active waste and then mediocre
Oh,
again.
Yeah. This is what happens when you
let's not forget about that one.
yeah.
It's like that one I should have given it a -10. Yes, sir.
This whole
I'm
if
actually
you
getting
if you
angrier now that I actually even gave it a semblance of a mark.
if you look at the whole anthology as a whole, it's like a lesson on about a lesson how premature ejaculation ruins the fun because we climaxed way too soon, and now we are just laying there.
Trying to get up,
They didn't have
and
any endurance, bro.
we don't have a Katara to force us to get up.
Yes, you know.
Blood bending. Oh god.
Yeah.
Blood bending in time.
Anyway, with that being said, this concludes the anthology, doesn't it?
Yeah, that's it.
Would you
Yes.
want? We don't even want this to be a movie or a series, honestly.
No,
It's-
it's not anything. There's not
No,
anything.
if
It's not
became-
anything.
If it became a
Like, you don't
movie,
even honestly, you realize we haven't even decided what it is. We don't know. Is it an
No,
action comedy?
I
Is
can
it
give
an
you an
action
example. There
comedy?
was
Is it a story? What's the story trying to?
where
Like,
was
we
this
just
movie?
guessing.
Was it Ryan Reynolds who ended up in this type of game, type of movie where he ends up with Captain America's shield and
Free Guy.
Free Guy.
yeah, it's basically that. So
No, but
if you
Free
want
Guy
to watch,
had
Free
more
Guy
of a
was fine.
story.
yeah, I was saying that's what I'm trying to argue. It's like if you want to watch something that makes more sense than this, go watch that movie.
Yeah.
So it already exists.
Again,
and it's
shout
done
out to
better.
the visual people, but
Yeah,
guys,
but yeah, shit.
see, writers, public service announcement, do your freaking jobs, Jesus.
Study the material, read them, guys.
It's not that hard. It won't
It's
hurt
not
you.
that hard. They're not.
It won't hurt.
It's not a
Research
damn.
doesn't
All
kill
that
you.
freaking money to write, dream job for a lot of people. All that freaking money to write, and you just don't write. Why?
And also,
You
what
can't
kind of
write
writers are you who don't read things? Like,
Yeah, we
you
didn't
want
read the
other
source
people
material.
to read your stuff, but you're
But
not
you
gonna
don't
Read
other
others.
writers. What the fuck is wrong with the writers in this world?
For days.
Oh, I'm a writer, but I don't read.
Oh,
Yeah,
Then
you're a
all
what
dumbass.
are you
that
That's
doing?
what you are.
for all that money, I hate reading, and I'd read.
Are you telling me
Man,
ChatGPT has done a
like
better
I
job
said,
of
I
doing
would read
research
a
than you did?
dictionary.
Wait, what did you say, Tebello?
I'm saying you're telling me that ChatGPT did a better job in research than you did. In its useless ass, disturbing ass, boring ass scripts that it makes. It did because
No,
it can't make those boring ass
I'm
useless
just saying it's
scripts.
so like as a person who writes, and I love writing. Like the thing is, I just have concentration issues because diagnosed with ADHD,
ADHD.
whatever. But I'm saying when I find something that I like to read, and I definitely will read it and research. But I'm saying if I'm writing for something, let's say it's not even my property, I'm
Yes.
just a hired gun. I feel uncomfortable without knowing the material to give you anything. Like I have to know the material before I can even write a sentence because I know for a fact that I'm here to add on to what exists, not to I'm going to flip and tell my own. No, I got my own IP for
And that's
that.
also, I think that's also been the problem. Like a writer comes in and he wants to do what his story. No, that's not what I brought you in, you motherfucker.
Yeah, like
Do
right
what
right
I fucking paid you for.
yeah, for all that money. Like that's what I'm saying. This short, if you wanted to do it, just like a couple of tweaks and it would have at least been a 7 out of 10. And that's the thing. What I hate also is I'm watching something and I'm like, I know I could have written this better because I'm like, I'm still
It's one
struggling
of those
to get
things-
jobs as a writer.
It's one of those things where my biggest I like animation as well. I'm not an animator yet, but when I see a manga panel that looks epic and then I see it gets animated like Jack Squat, and I think I imagined this scene better in my head. That that disappointing feeling that you have. Like
Yeah.
top of mind is one of my biggest letdown is that scene with Aizen, ironically, when Aizen calls the Espada against the captains in Bleach.
Yeah, it
that
looks a
scene-
lot more epic in the manga.
That scene looked epic in the manga. In the live adaptation, I was like, more Garatelia budget. You're preparing for the filler Agnyana. Why? Come on, guys.
They were keeping it for Aizen's costume.
Yeah, but anyway, point being, Buffett, please, writers, writing is important. You can make something look as fancy as whatever. Writers are the engines of a story. If you give me a McLaren and it doesn't have an engine, it is just a fancy statue.
Facts. Anyway, I just wanted to conclude this. This concludes our
secret level is done.
Secret level is done. And surprise for those who thought they were going to go into Code Geass next week. Ha! You should know better. Because I just learned that Love, Death and Robots is releasing a season 2 in May. So guess what we're going to be reviewing? Another anthology.
Can we review something calm like Lelouch? These crazy people who smoke crack. Lelouch is very calm.
We'll see how it goes.
Lelouch is so chill, guys. He's like so chill. He just wants, he's just working hard for his own.
Bro, that's like saying Hitler was just an artist. What?
Well, he was kind of an artist. This is like,
How
this like,
dare you? How dare you compare the great Lelouch to that maniac?
The bodies Lelouch has got, Chief.
Hey, if those people had just listened, they
that sounds like an abusive husband. If you only listened, I wouldn't have to beat your ass.
Lelouch people telling me major commands you
See.
to stop. I will gaslight you now.
Yes.
Anyway, take us out, Tebello.
Thank you for lasting up until this point in this chaotic ass series. I think by the time we reach December, our openings are going to be so unhinged that NASA, the Hawk, the KGB, I don't know which Chinese agency is going to be coming after us. Look, we are going to unify the world against the podcast, and the ratings are going like, you know what? I had issues. We all had issues.
We're going to be standing on top of the mountain like Madara.
Yeah, because like no, we thought we had beef with Trumpland, but you know what? Trumpland can wait. That's South African podcast.
And then we'll be looking at them like, you've stopped the first meteor, or you've stopped the first intro. What will you do about the second?
What about the second one? Boo!
What shall you do about the tangents?
Tangents.
It's like thousands of people. We jump down the mountain and we start bodying them one man.
Anyway.
Hit you with your own subscribing channel.
Yes. Before where was I? We are going to go into secret levels. That we are going to go to Love, Death and Robots season 2 once it hits the market. I think it's gonna come in May. So
should I go through season 1? Or
haven't you go through season 1? Well, you don't really have to because it's an anthology. It doesn't build up on anything else. It's also an anthology series. Each episode has got its own thing.
Alright, so I'll just jump to season 2 then.
You can just jump into season 2 because it's just nothing new changes. Most probably I'll have a perspective whether it's going well compared to season 1 because there were some bangers and like legit bangers in season 1, which
I think I'll watch it just for the
maybe just for the chaos.
Yeah. But with that will be happening next week, I think. Well, next week we might have to record something. We'll do a bit of Lelouch next week in the middle then. Just a palate cleanser.
Yeah, just to calm us down.
One Lelouch and then Love, Death and Robots.
Oh, I'm gonna be in Cape Town for con, but I should still be able to make it because they've got Wi-Fi. I should still be able to make the episode.
Yeah, next week if we still have, we'll be doing it with a different medium, so we'll see if it works, ne?
Yeah,
we are waiting.
We must do a test run, guys. We must do a test run.
We are doing. We'll be going.
Anyway,
through
these are
updates.
things to discuss. These are things to discuss.
End of the episode, come like you've been like, you know the things behind
the episode, end the episode.
Anyway, I want to become more viral than herpes. The only way.
So you should let it burn.
So please talk about it and let it burn, like the Fire Lord says. We love you guys. We'll see you guys next week. Peace out. I don't even know if I've said the other words, but if you like to this point,
wait. Like, share, subscribe, and follow for more. But peace out.
Follow for more. The links are below. This is the fastest credit roll ever. Bye.
Yo, I literally paused that Azisha like 5 times.
Yes.